During the academic year, we have so much work that having to take one or more exams on top of your other exams is just so much stress, and it's also an additional workload. So I think having autumn resits would be really, really good.
A year's preparation for an exam, while useful, is very long since the course was just over 2 months long, followed by a short revision period. I currently work full-time and am ready to close the educational chapter of my life, so I think having a shorter period to prepare for resits would make this transition to the professional world faster and smoother.
I had quite severe depression in it. It made pretty much doing anything in middlemas term difficult, getting out of bed, let alone studying. It got better throughout the year, and I studied as much as I could, as hard as I could, but it was to no avail. I failed 2 of my modules, passed 2. You want a bit of support from your uni. You want your uni to tell you, oh, it's all right. These things are out of your control. We're here to help you. But it felt more like, well, you failed. Sort of. We don't really care that much about you.
So in first year, my mental health flared up again, and I managed to pass that year pretty well. Averaged out the T1, which was great. But as soon as I moved into my second year, then it's really started flaring up, but in a more severe way. I missed a lot of classes, and I did miss summatives. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't there fully for it. But I did go to my department, and I asked them whether I could go part-time. They said they couldn't make that decision. They didn't have the authority to. So I went to the Dean of Undergraduate Studies. From there, he said that it wasn't a thing that LSE did to let undergraduate students take part-time degrees, because it's just not a thing that they do. And it ended up being that I missed a summative, I failed 2 exams, and I was absent from 1, meaning that overall I failed 3 out of my 4 courses and had to resit the following year. In total, that cost me, I'd say, a couple of friendships, £10,000 in student debt, plenty of job opportunities which I would love to have gone for, which obviously have gone and passed.
My experience with resits, I guess, are a lot different from a lot of other students. The law department is currently the only department that actually offers resits, and I feel, for me, that has been a key part of my experience at LSE. In my first year, I had really bad mental health problems that had been ongoing prior to coming to university. But I guess there's, I don't know, the stress of the situation, the change of it, and other things going on really exacerbated that, and I ended up having to defer my exams. And that wasn't, if I hadn't been in the law department, that meant I would have been waiting a year to sit them. However, because I was in the law department, it meant that I could sit them in September from the beginning, which meant that I could spend the summer, most of the summer, getting the help I needed. I was in therapy for a lot of it, but I got to see my friends and family and just kind of figure out why I ended up in the situation I ended up in terms of my mental health, and put in place the things I needed, and then sit my exams within the year that I was supposed to.
Had LSE just let me take a 2-1, because I need no marks in this exam to get a 2-1. I already have a 2-1, and my job requirement is a 2-1. So LSE, I spoke about them with it when my exam results came out, if they could just put me as a 0 for this exam. If anyone ever asked about it, I would explain, and I could then graduate with my classmates last year, but they said no. So I'm just kind of stuck in limbo for a year. My exam has already been written. The questions are there waiting for me. They're in a folder. They've been in a folder for 9 months now. I don't mind if they'd have let me take it at the end of September or in January, because at least I can work full time for 6 months until my grad job comes around in July. So I could work January to July full time to get myself some money. I don't mind if they hadn't have marked my exam until the summer exam season. I don't mind if I don't get my results until July and then graduate in July like everyone else. That's not what I'm asking for. But a September resit would have been really useful for me, because then I guess I would have just spent the summer going over the exam revision period that I missed when I was ill. I would have taken the exam in September, and then I would have had to wait a year to graduate and therefore do my grad job anyway, but at least it was a year that I could have had a full-time job and I could have earned some money, but I'm now kind of stuck in limbo, and I have been working part-time job for 9 months so far, which is kind of annoying. So yeah, for me September resits are a really good idea.
LSE has this kind of, I mean, I'm in favour of pressurised environments because I think it helps you grow as a person, but for some people, different kind of causes in their life, and if, say, your academic advisor knows that you've had certain issues throughout the year, then I think there needs to be a case whereby it's very much understood that this person is a genuine person, and it'd be a shame if their whole year's worth of study was to go down the pan. And for those students, I definitely do recommend the school implements these summer resits.
The circumstances behind why I had to defer is something that I can't control. Like, I've done everything I can do to try and control it. Like, I've gone on medication, I've talked to LSE, like wellbeing services, I've sought out external services, and like, still I'm like left in this limbo where like I can do everything within my control, I can work really hard, but just it might come to that period again and something takes over and I can't sit my exams. And like the idea of that happening again this year and then having to wait a whole year to do my exams again is just so bizarre. Like, for a school that's meant to care about the students, there's no priority on mental health.
Please LSE introduce autumn resits.